What a day. Arsenal finally returned to winning ways in the Premier League with a convincing win against a good Nottingham Forest side to put us firmly back in motion of winning games. Now there's a lot to talk about in this game, a lot of great things to talk about, so let's get into it. Now first of all, this is going to be a quick review of my reaction to the game, and honestly it is such a great day. We've been waiting for days like this for such a long time, and make no mistake of it, Nottingham Forest are a very good side and deservedly high up in the league where they should be. Now first of all, let's talk about the lineup. Now going into it, I think a lot of people were very confused and disappointed maybe with the lineup on paper because it's not really what we expected. Now of course all the ITKs on Twitter were giving false information out, but I didn't really care about that. I looked more at the team and you could kind of see what Arteta was doing, but I'm not sure if they were the right players to come in. Now Jorginho coming in for one, I've loved Jorginho for many times. He played half in this game, and then I think we kind of realised that Nottingham Forest weren't really trying to actually attack a lot of the time, so we didn't need Jorginho to settle things down a lot, so we kind of actually brought Partey in, and Partey I thought played well in the second half. But Trossard and Jesus was definitely an interesting choice. You can definitely see he went for more of a technical approach against a team that are going to be penned in. Forest do have a deep defensive line against the bigger teams that they play, and that is beneficial for people like Trossard and Jesus to get at defences who aren't really going to move out towards them. So I can understand from that perspective why he played. Also probably fitness concerns. You got to think about Declan Rice fitness concern, Havertz probably another fitness concern, and Martinelli came back from Brazil a couple of days ago, so maybe it was also precautionary not to play them. Now straight away, this was exactly what we wanted from Arsenal. I thought the two fullbacks specifically were so good at picking players out of the way, and that right hand side of Timber, Saka and Odegaard was so good in that first half. Looking at the stats, we thoroughly dominated them. They barely created anything, no shots on target for them. Finally our first clean sheet since September the 17th in the Premier League, and we were very good. Maybe didn't create the massive amount of chances that you would want us still to, but it was enough convincing that it didn't really matter, and if we take some other chances it looks a lot more comfortable anyway. Now something that was really interesting, as you see by the shot map here, is that we really did shoot a lot from obviously Saka. He created a lot in this game, but we shot a lot from outside the box. Now sometimes people have said we need to do that more. In this game we definitely did, and obviously Partey ended up scoring from the goal from just outside the box, so it did work, and I think that we were a lot more fluid in this game, which gave us these opportunities to take these sort of risks. And if you look at our team, you can see there's clear triangles within the game. You can see the right hand side, you can see the left hand side. It does work how you want it to, and the right hand side was so pushed up. You can see that is mostly where Arsenal's attacks came from, with Saka just having so much freedom to actually push into the final third while Trossard came inside. It worked really well with Jesus coming deeper, and I do think that it kind of surprised Nottingham Forest in many ways. Now let's talk about some players, because there's a lot of players that we're going to talk about, but Bukayo Saka was obviously man of the match again. Goal and assist, 6 total shots, but 4 chances also created. He was doing everything, especially in that first half. His goal he took really well, which is actually his only shot that he had from that side because he took so long to end up pulling the trigger. And when you're having someone that's having 13 touches in the opposition box, attempting 5 dribbles, you know, getting 2 long balls, he is just involved in everything that we do, and I actually think without him we would be a way worse opposition. I'm really happy that Saka's back, and we need him for games like this. Odegaard as well, who maybe I'll do a video about. We'll see who I decide to do a video about for tomorrow, but I think Odegaard was brilliant. He really connected the team. I thought the team actually had like a good guy who had the responsibility of keeping the ball a lot of the time, which definitely helped in possession. And it's exactly the game you want Odegaard in anyway, where Arsenal could have a lot of the ball and need to break down low blocks, and it was really good with his interchange with Saka, and he got another assist today, 2 assists since he's come back. Now I thought overall the defense was brilliant. I thought overall the midfield worked. I think Jorginho, maybe it weren't really his game, and then we brought him off and Partey came on and was really good, and I don't really have any complaints. Maybe you can look at Jesus, maybe you have to do more, but I feel like he was more a facilitator in this game rather than an actual goal scorer, and I think he did that to a decent amount of level sometimes, you could argue. Now I also do want to have a quick one on Calafiori. I thought his work in this game was particularly quite good. It's exactly what we need. Calafiori and Timber, when them two are in fullbacks, I'm not really too worried about the composition of the attack because I know that they're going to create enough space for the players up there. In this game defensively he was incredible, really good against a Langer, proper fast winger, and I just think he was so comfortable on the ball. He's definitely the main guy that you want down there. Now eventually we brought him off, you know, rested him. He's only played a bit amount of minutes since he's come back. Brings Zinchenko on, good rotation we had out of the squad. We were able to bring Zinchenko on, Sterling, Kivior, and it allowed that because we were 2-0 up and comfortable with a couple of minutes to go. And that's where we get to the main man that obviously came on and we're all going to talk about him, is Nwaneri, a guy that I've touted for big things. I've really wanted him to play more when Odegaard weren't here, but I've heard that maybe when new contracts come coming soon and more minutes over this December period because we are really trusting him. And he was so good yet again coming on. He drives into them spaces against teams that are tired late on in the game and loves linking up 1-2s much like Odegaard does, but he gets on the end of them. And we ended up finally seeing his first Premier League goal, which I'm so happy for him, where he does a brilliant little 1-2 with Sterling, and Sterling ends up passing it brilliantly into him, just ahead of him, so he can smash the ball in near post. And yet again, in the 10 minutes that he played, look, he made one long ball, one cross, one pass into the final third, one dribble. He ended up scoring, you know, one chance creation. In only 8 to 10 minutes, that is an incredible amount for a 17-year-old to do. And he is now the second youngest Premier League goal scorer ever, behind Cesc Fabregas, who was also 17 when he scored against Blackburn in 2004. So he is a prodigy. This is incredible, and I'm so happy for him. Already got 4 goals this season, which is nothing to sigh about when he's so young and he's barely played at the top level. Really good player, and I'm so happy for him. And I think maybe some of the doubters that don't believe that he's ready to play consistently in the first team, I think hopefully will come over, because he really is, and this guy really is special. And there's a reason why he is our backup to Odegaard while Vieira and Smith Rowe are gone. I also feel like I didn't give enough credit to the defenders when I did this first time, so I do want to also talk about players other than Calafiori. I think Saliba and Gabriel were back to their best. They were so calm together on the ball, and the fact that we got 88 minutes out of Timber as well when he's recovering from his ACL injury still is very good. Now, I'm still worried about the situation with Tomiyasu going into the future, with Ben White being out injured, but we'll have to see what happens in the future. But overall, this was the best defensive performance we've had in a long time, and they deserved that clean sheet in the end. If in some situations you could say they maybe got a little bit lucky, but that's how it is in this league. Now, overall, it's an incredible game for Arsenal, because we really needed, I think, some encouragement against a team that have been playing well. I know you would expect to beat Forest at home, but they have been really good this season, caused a lot of problems for big teams. And I think it was that confirmation that we need that we are still a really good team. Also a confirmation that we can play other players and get good things out of them. Now, I think Odegaard and Saka are very vital, and our fullbacks are very vital to our success this season. But we can pick and choose. We can take Havertz out and rest him for a game and play Jesus and these sort of types ones. Same with Martinelli, who hasn't started that much because of Trossard has been, but Trossard has been struggling out in that wing position. We gave him another chance today, and I thought he was relatively quite good. I thought his technical ability was actually very impressive, and you could definitely see he played to be that more technical player, and I think that really worked with him in there. And considering a knock in the week, he's done well to come back and be able to start this game. Now, overall, of course, we take this win. I'm going to do loads of analytical videos on it, because I think Arsenal played in a way that we want them to. It was more 22-23 coded than this season or last season. I think we were much more free-flowing, more technical, and a lot less robust of, you know, physical presence, trying to cross the ball in and head it in. We needed that technical experience today. But we obviously look at Sporting as our next game, which is going to be hard, but they have just got a new manager, so we'll see what happens. Overall in the comments, let me know what you think about the game. Who's your man of the match? Who's your best player? And who do you think surprised you the most? And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.